So, thank you for accepting our invitation. Can you tell me some words about you?
Yes, absolutely. So firstly, it's my pleasure to be here. It's an honor to be here, to be invited here. My name's, I'm currently Associate Professor Ifty AHMED, just recently promoted to Professor, yet to be made official. And my background is biomaterials, and more recently been working on processing environmental waste materials. But most of my research has been in the biomaterials background. And the invitation today mainly stems from my contacts and links with Professor George Dan, who visited our University of Nottingham several years ago when I had a joint PhD student with Professor David Grant. And George Dan was invited over because of his expertise working in bioactive glasses and ceramic coatings, which fitted in very well with our PhD student, Brian Stewart was a PhD student. And so that's how this invitation mainly stems from that collaboration and that link with George.
I was attending your presentation today. It was very nice, it was very interesting. What can you tell us about your presentation?
That's very kind of you to say. So initially, my initial work stemmed from trying to develop fracture fixation devices. So the main idea behind that was to try and replace metal plates, which are usually used, with plates which can then degrade in the body once the bone is healed. The idea behind that was that it would save surgical time to have to do a second operation to remove the metal plates if the plate could resorb in the body. But obviously, as you can imagine, there's always challenges with the ideas, and one of the key challenges for that was trying to develop the resorbable composite devices to maintain their mechanical properties long enough for the bone healing to occur.
I was seeing the subject from your presentation was very interesting for the audience. You have a lot of questions from the public, which was very interesting. It was very nice. What can you tell me about your research in your country? About financing your research? How do you manage it?
Okay, so that's an interesting question. So in the UK we have research councils which come under the umbrella of UKRI, United Kingdom Research Institute, and underneath UKRI there are the umbrella of UKRI there is 9 institutes and 9 funding councils, my apologies, not institutes, and each of these research councils fund their specific areas and remits. For example, the main one that probably applies to me would be EPSRC, which stands for Engineering Physical Sciences Research Council. But there are also others like BBSRC, Biotechnology and Biological Research Science Council, or MRC, Medical Research Council. In some of the work that we're doing recently, there's NERC as well, which stands for Natural Environmental Sciences Research Council. So there are several. Another one which also applies is called Innovate UK. My last tranche of funding was through Innovate UK, and the key advantage of Innovate UK is that their ethos is that it has to be, you have to work with industry, and ideally industry leads a project in collaboration with academia or other research organizations. So these are the main funding mechanisms for research in the UK.
How easy is for you to get found today compared with 10 years ago?
I would say it's extremely difficult today. Mind you, for me personally, it's always been difficult, I would say, but I would say today is even more difficult than it was 10 years ago. Budget cuts, unfortunately, are biting everywhere, including the research councils, and the effect is being felt, across all of the educational institutes.
Okay, what can you tell me about young researchers in your country? How they are coming, they are staying with you. How you keep it near to you?
So the young researchers, there are many opportunities for young researchers to develop their careers. We call them early career researchers as well. A lot of these research councils which I mentioned, they also have fellowships that you can apply for, and some of these fellowships are specific for early career researchers, so there are opportunities for them. We are also fortunate in University of Nottingham where we have our own fellowships for early career research as well. They are called Nottingham Research Fellowships, and they are not just for graduates in Nottingham. Anybody can apply for those. But again, coming back to your question about the budget situation, those fellowships have also reduced now in number because of the actual budget that's available.
So the young researchers that they are coming to you, they are more prepared, you are more selective with them because of the budget cost. You don't have a lot of places for
yes.
them.
Yes.
And they are staying with you for long time, not for short time.
So with fellowships specifically, the idea is that once the candidates have completed their fellowships, then they move up the ladder to the next career, and the career pathway could be academia or it could be industry. So this is always down to the choice of the individual. Obviously, we'd love to be able to retain people in academia, but there is never enough positions in academia for the number of researchers there are. So so we have also practices in place in University of Nottingham as well as other institutes where we try to educate the researchers during these stages about potential areas, career choices that are open to them, so they have a much wider understanding of where that role could lead to.
You said you are working closely with some Romanian researcher. What's your opinion about Romanian researcher compared with English researcher, UK researcher, French researcher from that part of Europe? How do you see it?
This is an interesting question. Every researcher I work with because they have their specific expertise, and you always tend to collaborate with people that can bring complementary expertise to your expertise. So if I didn't feel that was the case, we would be working together. But majority collaborations work because there is complementary synergy, complementary expertise between the groups.
So you think Romanian researchers are the same prepared like the other European researcher? So I can mainly speak for George Stan, because he's the main person we've collaborated with. So absolutely. So George Stan's expertise in bioactive glasses, coatings, has a lot of synergy and crossover with the work that we're doing, and that works really well for us. Thank you. Last question. What do you think about AI?
What do I think about AI?
And writing some researcher and publish some article. What is the impact of AI in the science today?
Okay, so first and foremost, it's probably worth highlighting, it's not an area of expertise for me. Even if you look at a lot of the specific funding calls that have been coming out in the UK, there has been a lot for AI, there's been a lot for digital, a lot for machine learning. But all of this there's still a huge need for developing advanced materials, because without knowing the properties and the science behind the advanced materials, where will all of this AI and machine learning, etc., how will this be applied?
So you are not afraid about the AI revolution?
No, I wouldn't say I'm afraid, no. But again, it's not an area of expertise for me.
Okay, thank you very much. Some last words about the event today. How do you feel in Romania? How do you feel the auditorium today? Yeah,
so obviously it's the first day, and again, apart from coming and giving a talk, because it's always nice to be honoured and invited, the key outcome and the key objective we always have is to learn about other people's research and see if we can build other partnerships, other collaborations, and basically look for other people with complementary expertise. So I'm hoping by the end of this workshop that we have developed lots of new links and new partnerships.
Thank you very much. It was nice to meet you.
It's lovely to meet you too.
Thanks.